Hey, everybody, what's up, what's up? Anthony Morrison here, and welcome to tonight's Success Connection. Hopefully you are all doing well and find yourselves having a great week. If you're having a good week, just say yes. All right, I see some yeses coming in. I will get my webcam up here in just a second, I think. Oh, there we go. All right, can everybody see me good? Let me move this over here. All right, we'll close that down. All right, so I'm giving everybody time to hop on. GoToWebinar was a little bit slow tonight. Sometimes they just seem like things move at a snail's pace, right? And then sometimes it's rocking and rolling, so always different. I see lots and lots of people saying yes, yes, yes. Awesome, very cool. Well, first of all, I want to welcome you all to what will be, I believe, our second to last success. Maybe we have one more. Hold on, let me see. We either have 2 or 3 success connections. We have 3. 3 because next week on the success connection, the 24th, is obviously Christmas Eve and my birthday. So I'll be 38 next week. Thank you very much. I see lots of you saying congratulations, happy birthday. Well, thank you. You know, I usually celebrate holidays right here on the Success Connection. So, you know, we'll celebrate Christmas Eve and my birthday live, and then New Year's Eve. So we've got 2 really important, you know, holidays, obviously, coming up in the next 2 weeks where we're supposed to be live on the Success Connection. And we will still be here, just so you know. I'm here. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is or the year, so I'll still be here. So that's a good thing. But yeah, two more after tonight for the rest of the 2020 year, and then we will roll into 2021 and finally be out of this crazy year. How many of you are excited about that? Just getting out of 2020. I see lots of yeses. Very good. Yeah. Listen, you know, 2020 brought a lot of things, a lot of lessons, a lot of things learned, right? And there's pros and there's cons to it. There's certainly a lot of cons, right? But there's been some pros, right? There's been some pros. There's been some things that you know, that we've learned this year, and hopefully you've learned this year, that will help to make us better people, but also help to make us, you know, better entrepreneurs, you know, in the years to come. I know for me personally, you know, I've most definitely learned patience, more patience than usual, because everything slowed down, right? We had this pandemic and things just slowed down, and you have to have patience. So patience is something that I learned. Also, it really emphasized how important it is for you to be able to pivot in your business, right? So not so much knowing how to scale. You know, people always talk to you about knowing how to scale your business and knowing how to get it off the ground and all that stuff. But what we really never talk about is how to pivot, right? How to make a change, how when external factors hit that push us into a direction where we obviously would not be too successful, the ability to be able to pivot out of that and find new ways to be successful given all these external circumstances. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. And you've seen a lot of businesses, a lot of people have learned how to do that this year, right? I mean, look, you know, therapists are now doing Zoom sessions, right? You know, restaurants are doing, you know, curbside pickups. Like, people are having to pivot and change their, you know, their trajectory and change the way that they operate their business, in hopes, obviously, to survive and to thrive even in these weird circumstances. So there's been an awful lot that we have, that we can learn from 2020, right? I mean, an awful lot. And then, of course, there's been the bad things. There's been the sad things. You know, my CPA's, her stepfather just passed away from COVID complications just a couple of days ago. This is probably, you know, this 7, 8, 9 people I know that have had deaths in the family, people that have lost their lives because of COVID. So we've had the bad things, obviously, too, in 2020. And the most important thing I think that we can take with us as we kind of roll forward and we push through all of this is, we learn the lessons that are going to make us better and make us stronger, and we don't forget the things that brought us down, right? A lot of times people tell you to put that stuff in your past. It's like, oh, well, it's in your past, let it go. No, remember it, right? Remember what brought you down. If COVID and this pandemic really, brought you down, remember, what was it that caused that? Was it because was it because of the type of job you have? Was it because of the situation that you're in? Or was it because of your family? What was it, right? Remember that so that you can safeguard against it for the future. You've heard so many of us say that successful people usually have scabbed knees. And what that really means is that successful people have fallen down, right, on their way up, right? So as you're on the climb, you're falling, right? You're scratching your knee, but then you're getting back up and you're continuing to climb. And so as we go through this, we have to remember those scars, right? We have to remember what happened when we fell down so we can avoid those things in the future. So I'm excited about being able to be here with you and have some time to help you grow, but also to help you think a little differently when it comes to your business and your life and the things that you're doing and how you're progressing through those things, because I truly think that is the way to be successful, right? Is to be able to pivot, be able to adjust, and be able to think a little differently. There's a book that was one of the first books that I ever got when I was an entrepreneur, is Think a Little Different. And it really, the subject, the title of it is what's so important. It's all about thinking a little different. What is it, that we need to do to make a bad situation good, right? And a lot of times it's not the exact same steps. It's thinking differently. It's doing something you haven't done before. And that's what we talked about and have been talking about with our full stack funnel business, right? It's thinking a little differently. It's, hey, if one funnel doesn't work, what happens when we stack 4 together or 3 together, right? Or 5 together? Can we make something work that otherwise would not have worked, right? If all we do is focus on stacking. And that's thinking a little different, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Thinking a little different, funnel stack, yes? Okay, I see lots of yeses, very good. Now, obviously, for those of you that are new, I want to welcome you to the Success Connection. I want to thank you for being here. It is important to note that we, on the Success Connection, we don't, this is not a continuation of a training. So we're not continuing a training from Partner with Anthony or the Ambassador program or anything like that. This is a standalone training. I do this for all of my students, so it doesn't matter what program you've purchased, what software you've purchased, how long you've been a student, how new you are. You get invited right here to spend roughly an hour each and every Thursday with me so that we can help you build new businesses, right? The great thing about the Success Connection is it lets me teach you what's working now, right? Like today versus teaching you what used to work or teaching you what's working, or what was working 3 months ago. I mean, when we film a course, it takes a little time, before the course is edited and out there. And sometimes things change. A lot of times core principles don't change, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't benefit from fresh, here's what's happening right now today type of training. And that's what we get here on the Success Connection. So it's really exciting. It's also really different. If you're new, you're coming in at the very end of a business. We pretty much had this as our agenda for tonight. And this is you know, this is kind of the agenda that finishes off, if you will, the full stack business that we created. And what's wonderful is all of you that are on here now, between now, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, you're going to be able to think hard about what business would you want me to help you create next. Is it, you know, a lead generation funnel? Is it another product to sell? Is it a branding funnel? Like, what do you want me to do next for you? Because as we roll into January, we're going to start a brand new business, and we're going to keep building, and we're going to keep building, and we're going to keep building, and we're going to hit 2021 running, right? Because our goal is obviously to be massively successful, and to do that, we have to always be innovating. We have to always be, you know, be giving ourselves the right education, the right knowledge, and the right opportunities to not only scale but also pivot, right? Like we said, pivoting, really key. You know, I've started this thing on the Success Connection where I like to, at the very beginning, give you some kind of message that teaches you something more than just, here's how to click on this button and build this funnel, right? Or here's how to launch this webinar. Like, what is it that you can learn, that you can take with you? And it's like building blocks. Each and every week we're building on that lesson and on that message. And I think the biggest message that I can share with you, you know, tonight is having the ability to pivot. Okay, I'm gonna pivot myself down in my chair because it's been a long day. So I have the stand-up desk. So I stand up and then I sit down, and I stand up and then I sit down. And so, you know, part of what I do. You know, so all right, so being able to pivot, I want you guys to always remember that. I want you to write that down. I want that to be a core lesson from tonight, is being able to pivot and thinking outside the box, right? Like truly being able to think of different ways to achieve the result that you're looking for, right? And I'll give you a prime example. Okay, and then we'll move on because we've got some stuff. We're going to actually build this auto webinar funnel. So I'm going to let you watch me build it. I was looking in our Facebook group, and I'm always looking in there. I'm always answering questions and reading responses and stuff. And I noticed two different groups of people. Let me just draw this out for you guys, because I think this will let's see. All right, call it pivot and innovate. Hopefully it has two ends. Okay, pivot and innovate. So here's the thing. There are two different people, okay? This is person one, and this is person two, okay? Now follow me. I'm gonna show you exactly the difference here, okay? Remember, always being able to pivot and always be able to innovate. We could call it think different, okay? So think different, all right? Think outside the box. All right, person one follows the Partner with Anthony plan, okay? Now, not all of you are in Partner with Anthony, that's perfectly fine, but they follow the Partner with Anthony plan, okay? Meaning they're on the straight line, right? They're doing exactly what I'm teaching in the course, right? They're following the straight line, doing everything that I'm teaching, all right? At some point in time, they're doing solo ads for their marketing, okay? At another point in time, we teach some Facebook ads, okay? And at another point in time, we teach organic YouTube, okay? That's just free YouTube posting videos, okay? So we teach these three things, all right? So at the end of the road down here, okay, when this person gets down here, they've got three ad strategies, three traffic strategies, okay? That's what they've got. Now, person two follows the straight and narrow of Partner with Anthony, okay? They see the solo ads, all right? Then they see the Facebook ads, all right? And then they see the organic YouTube, okay? So they've done everything that I teach. The difference is this person, when they get here, they come up here like this and shoot back down to the end result. And up here in all of this space, okay, they're testing blogs, they're testing some SEO strategies, they're testing review sites, they're testing YouTube ads, right? They're testing Facebook group posts, right? They're testing all kinds of different things so that when they get over here to their end goal, guess what? They have 3 plus a lot more, right? Depending on how many they're doing. And so when you look at the difference, okay, when you compare the money difference, okay, usually this person is making a lot more money. And it's not because you can't make money following a plan. It's because this over here, right, all of this is thinking differently, which allows you to test things, to do things, to innovate, right? And so while it's important that we follow the straight line, right, it's important that we complete what we're taught. And it doesn't matter if you're in partner with Anthony or some other course, some other program. Like, it's not about what the program is, right? So I want you to be aware of that. Sorry, my dogs are just going nuts tonight. It's not about what program it is. It's about the path that a program puts you on that everyone is going to take, right, up until this point. But some people, okay, some people are going to pivot and innovate. You notice pivot and innovate. And they're going to create other opportunities for themselves. And then what really happens from this type of activity, okay, is that if one day, you know, Facebook ads just blow up, right, and they don't work, right? So one day they blow up and they don't work. This person can pivot, right, and start doing Facebook group posts, or they've got SEO or review sites or YouTube ads or blogs or all these different types of things because they've been innovating along the way. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so my encouragement for you is that no matter which one of our programs you're in, no matter which business you're building, no matter which one of these free businesses that we've built you use, right? No matter what any of these are, always be innovating, right? And be setting yourself up for a pivot, because you never know when it's going to come. You never know when you're going to have to pivot and make a change to the way that you operate, okay? So this is probably a little higher level stuff, but it's also very basic. That's the kind of funny part, is I'm always trying to teach the basics, okay? But and stay away from too high a level stuff, because I certainly don't want to be like over your head. But at the same time, this is very basic. It's the very basic foundation of success. It's being able to think a little differently, try new things, and not just follow the straight line. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes? Is everybody good with that? Okay. How many of you feel like you benefit from hearing that? And it makes you maybe think just a little different than you were before you came on. Okay, very good, very good, awesome. Well, I'm glad that helps. That helps some of you, and that you're thinking a little different. That's my goal, is to help you, think a little bit differently about this. So, super excited that you guys enjoyed that, and it brings about some form of of like aha moment for you, because that's what it's really all about. So, okay, so I told you that this week we're going to give you the webinar registration pages that we built, and we are going to do that. I will show you now. All of you have a student resource center. I believe it is right here. Hold on. Okay, you all have a student resource center. I have put down here in your full stack business, which, as you can see, is a very large list of stuff. We will zoom in on this just a little bit. All right. I put down here the registration pages from students for Autowebinars. So you can click this button. It's again going to open up a document on your computer that will let you instantly download all of those registration pages. Okay, so we are giving you that. It is completely done, so it should take 2 seconds for you to download, provided you have a Clickfunnels account. Okay, so and of course I'll give you a link to this page in just a little bit. Right now, what we want to do is look at this. So this is the Email Profits Masterclass. All right, so we've already given you this where it's done for you in Webinar Fuel. Okay, what I want to do is show you how to set this up in Clickfunnels. All right, because a lot of people, you know, certainly we can build it for you, but I don't think we've ever shown you how to build an automated webinar from scratch in Clickfunnels. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn this around just a little bit because I'm going to have to work on my computer a little more than usual. Okay, so sorry, you'll have to kind of look at me from the side because I'm actually having to work on this a lot. So these are the pages, obviously, that we've built for your full stack funnel. Okay, this starts off the entire funnel. If you were to go back and look at the funnel that we built kind of right here, okay, where we're talking about layering your profits. We start off with just your opt-in page, free funnel, get a free gift. We link them down to your second layer, which is an inexpensive, a much more inexpensive product. Then we link them down to your automated webinar, which is the Email Profits Masterclass. Now, for those of you that are new, it will be important that you go back and watch the replays for this particular business that we're building, because every single week we're adding to it, right? So every single week we're, aside from, after this week we won't be, but we're constantly building up to this. So we didn't teach all of this in 1 week, right? So you want to go back and watch the replays so that you can see all of the different things and all of the different stuff that's going on and how all of this connects together. Tonight what we're going to do is focus really on this piece right here, this automated webinar piece, okay? So it's really, this is our focus. It's on the automated webinar part of the equation, all right? So when you are in Clickfunnels, okay, so we'll just kind of jump into my Clickfunnels account here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you really, what we do. So when you're in Clickfunnels, okay, you click right here where it says Build New Funnel. All right, so you grab the new funnel. All right, and you're building a new funnel. Now, Clickfunnels will ask you, what do you want to do, right? Do you want to host a webinar? Do you want to sell your product? Do you want to collect emails? Usually people will select this, right? I want to host a webinar. So you can go in here and you can choose that you want to host a webinar. Now, there's two different things that we can do. There's a live webinar or there's a webinar replay, okay? We're obviously not doing a live webinar, and Clickfunnels doesn't even do live webinars. This would just open up squeeze pages. This is evergreen replays, right? So if we choose this, we can name this. So we could name this the Email Profits Masterclass, automated webinar, okay? And then of course we just click build funnel, right? Now what Clickfunnels will do is it'll start building this funnel for you, and it builds a basic funnel for you, okay? And that's what's great about Clickfunnels, especially for people that are new to this. It's going to build out kind of everything brand new, right? And then you can go in and you can select any or all of your, these different templates and things. This is one that was designed by Braden. So I'm just going to grab this. This is a template that Braden designed, and you guys get this template tonight. So literally, you'd be able to do the same thing when you do this. So I'm going to select Braden's just because it's one that actually is for Email Profit Masterclass. So we're just going to select that. Okay. Now, there's some tricks to this. Okay. And this is the reason why it's important we get through this. All right. So it's built out this page. Again, we've given you all these registration pages, so you don't have to build them. You can literally just use one we built for you. You click on it, you can see like, okay, there's all of this stuff is already done, right? Like Braden has built this for us. We have purchased it from him and it's available for you. The page is already done, but there are things that you have to be aware of. With Clickfunnels, a lot of times we get like enamored by the building of the pages, and we forget that Clickfunnels does a lot of stuff. They don't just build pages, right? I mean, if you look, Clickfunnels gives you stats for your funnel. They give you the contacts that have registered through your funnel. And then there's this thing called automation. And this is where it gets like, you need to pay attention, right? So when you click on automation, you'll notice that Clickfunnels already has these emails set up. So Clickfunnels already has email reminders and such that are set up to go out when your webinar is taking place. Does everybody see that? Yes? Okay. So it's very important to remember that these emails are here. There have been a couple of times that we have done this where we use, say, one of these webinar registration pages, but we're not hosting our webinar in Clickfunnels, we're hosting it somewhere else, and we forget, and Clickfunnels starts sending all of these emails out to people, you know, that register through our page. So you're getting an email from Clickfunnels for something that doesn't even exist. So you got to know that this is here. The good thing about this being here is it makes it very easy for you. So when you're running an automated webinar through Clickfunnels, all of this is kind of already done for you. Now remember, as I've told you, there's the automated webinars through Webinar Fuel, and there's automated webinars through Clickfunnels. Some of you already have Webinar Fuel, and so therefore you'll probably use the automated webinar through Webinar Fuel, right? But then there are people, obviously, that don't have Webinar Fuel, and what we would not want to do is we would not want to, you know, in any way, shape, or form, try to force you to use that just to get something, you know, from here, right? Like we would want to make sure that you can use anything on the Success Connection without having to buy anything, you know, from us. So that's the reason why I'm building it out in both, right? Also, just like I've told you before, when we look at, you know, funnel stacking, for instance, even in my, let me find my pen, even in my automated webinars, the way that I do mine is once somebody kind of enters my automated webinar, okay, so they enter my auto webinar, and it's in Webinar Fuel, okay, either they're going to buy or they're not going to buy. If they don't buy, I send them to auto webinars in Clickfunnels. So if somebody doesn't buy through my automated webinar in Webinar Fuel, I send them through Clickfunnels. I build one in Clickfunnels and I send them through Clickfunnels to watch it again. Now you might say to yourself, well, why do you do that? What would be the point of that? If they watched it in Webinar Fuel, what's going to make it any different in Clickfunnels? And I'll tell you the answer is I'm not really trying to get the people that watched it in Webinar Fuel to buy. I'm trying to get the people that never watched it in Webinar Fuel to watch it in this setting. Because sometimes with any automated webinar software, it won't load on people's computers, or they don't want to download it, or whatever other 5 million reasons, right, why something could be problematic, right? But with this, I'm giving them kind of like a second venue, if you will, to watch it. Does that make sense to everybody? Say yes if that makes sense to you. Okay, very good. Very, very good. All right, so good. Okay, so it makes sense. Okay, perfect. Now, when I'm looking at my automated webinar here, okay, I always remember that these emails are going out. Super important, okay? Then there's the countdown page. All right, let me try to get to that page real quick because I'm in the, let me get to my overview. All right, there we go. All right, so then there's the countdown page, right? So there's a lot of different pages in here. There's the broadcast room, the countdown page, and then the replay room. So what you're able to do in ClickFunnels is progress people through all the different ones. Now, ClickFunnels has multiple, different templates in here. I usually use honestly, one of their templates. More than likely, you could use, let's see, trying to make sure I've got the right one. This one right here. So this is a really good one. This is a really good one. This one has, if you always look at these templates, like that one has a video on it. So you may not want to run anything that requires you to film a video. So if you don't, you just use this page right here. So we'll select this template, okay? So it's very important that you go through this process, right? So we've got the template selected. This is our countdown page. This is kind of what happens, like let's just say somebody registers, this is kind of the thank you page. This is where they land, right? Now you'll notice all of this is empty. It's empty because we haven't actually registered for anything, right? So it doesn't know what time any of this goes to. But you do want to always edit this, okay? And you want to come through here when you're looking, you want to do something like this. You want to say, okay, admit one, but not to simple conversion secrets, admit one to email profits masterclass, okay? Because that's the name of your webinar. Now you'll want to come down here and change your copyright to your name or your company name, or maybe you want to take it off. I'm going to leave it here as a reminder. And then, you look at how is it going to look on mobile, okay? So it looks like this, so it looks good, all right? It's confirming that they've registered for the webinar. So you just hit, at this point, you just want to hit save, all right? And so I've got mine saved. I'm going to kick back out of here, all right? And so I have saved that piece, all right? And then I want to look at the broadcast room. So the broadcast room is, what is the environment going to look like when somebody's attending your webinar? That's basically what this means, okay? So for the broadcast room, we have to select one of our broadcast rooms. So you'll see lots of different templates on here, okay? So you can see there's tons and tons of different templates. It really just depends on what it is that you want your webinar to look like. A lot of these pages, for instance, let's just say something like this, that page. It doesn't really look like a webinar. That legitimately just looks like a video, on a page. Like that does not look like a webinar at all. But then there's pages down here or designs down here that look a little bit more like an actual automated webinar, right? So I usually use this template. You guys probably will have seen me use this template in the past. So I'm just gonna go in and select it. So this particular template here, okay, let's see, looks like this. So we'll see if I can't show you. Okay, so it's kind of got, it puts the pictures of the people that are presenting up here, right? This can be timed so that it does not show up until, until it's necessary, if that makes sense, okay? So it won't show up until it's actually necessary to show up. So with that said, obviously, when you go through here, you'll want to put your video in, and then you'll want to change up some of this other information. So what would we change it to? How would we change it? First thing we do is go in here and edit the page, okay? And this says, we're live with Jim Johnson and Rob Robertson. So we're live with, Anthony Morrison and you probably want to put your name, right? Because ultimately, you're the one inviting them to this webinar, right? All right. And then down here, I never say grab your copy before it closes. So I would say something like enroll in our email profits masterclass. I don't know why I call it masterclass now. All right, enroll in our email profits masterclass now, and then maybe this says get instant access now. That would be perfectly fine. This goes to your order page, right? So this goes to the page that you've created that actually takes a payment, right, from somebody for access to this course. Now, we've already set the course up for you inside of ClickFunnels. We've basically set all of it up in ClickFunnels for you. So all you've really got to do is send people to a checkout page. When they buy, it activates their access to their membership area, and then they're done. Now, it's important to look at the timing, okay? So everybody look at this. Does everybody see this little gear here? My browser's pushed over, hold on, there we go. Everybody see the little gear in the settings? Okay, when you go to this gear, you can time how long before that will show up. See where it says time delay, okay? And you can fade it in, because that basically means you want it to show up, okay? So you want to fade it in, and you want to fade it in right at the time, okay, that you have a call to action. So right at the time where you have, where you're saying, buy this product now, or I'm saying it obviously in this particular case. So what we need to do is we need to find out what that time is. So hold on one second. We'll pull up the video, which I'm going to give you all the funnel that has the video in it, so that you'll be able to run this through your ClickFunnels account. So hold on one second. Email Profits Masterclass. All right. So this is your Email Profits Masterclass video. Okay. So this is the whole webinar, right, for this particular product. Now, what we have to do is we have to play this, and then we have to get it all the way to where there's a CTA. So hold on one second for me, because I don't recall where it is.
The way we did this was to, webinar training. To guarantee you 10 completely done in a second, somewhere 10 of them. So when you believe that, hey, in our, all that kind of stuff, and it is you to be able to, in our email prop slide deck again, okay? And here is
so 59 minutes and 20 seconds. Does everybody see that? 59 minutes and 20 seconds. So what we want to do is we want to come over here, right here, and we want to take this, piece right here, and we want to take this piece and we want it to fade in 59 minutes and 20 seconds. Does that make sense, everybody? Just say yes if it does. Okay. So here's what happens when you do that. Let me just show you. Let's see. All right, let me save that. And then we will refresh this. So this was the page that I had loaded earlier. If I refresh this page, okay, does everybody see how the webinar is there, but there's no buy button? There's no button to purchase. That's because, look, when you're running a webinar, the last thing you want to do is have somebody come in, see a buy button. Curiosity is always going to take over. They're going to click the buy button. All of a sudden, now you have, they're off looking at your product to buy it, but you haven't even really been able to tell them why they should, right? It completely eliminates all the good that a webinar does. A webinar is good because it allows you the time to be able to sell it to somebody. It makes absolutely no sense if you don't, to show a purchase button before you ever even have a chance for them to listen to the reason why they should purchase. So that's the reason why you always want to set this delay. You never, never, never want this to be running without a delay. Remember that. Everybody write that down, because as you build out more funnel stacks and as we go through 2021 and we build more of these, you want to remember to look at these things, right? You want to remember to look at these things. Okay, now we're also going to put your code in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I had the video from Vimeo, but I am going to allow it to be on and embedded in other places. Okay, so what we want to do now on this page, Okay, so we're on this page. What we want to do now is we want to click on this video button here, and we want to switch it to Vimeo, and we're going to put the URL in. Now, this is the URL for my video. Okay, I'm hosting it. I'm paying for it. I pay for the amount of traffic you send to it. That means you don't even have to have a Vimeo account to do this. Like, you can use my video. All right. So what I'm going to do is click off that. Then I'm going to hit the save button. Okay. Now the save button is going to now save that webinar onto my page. Right. So if I go back here and I refresh it, all right, theoretically, wonder if I might have put it in there wrong. One momento. Let's see. I probably just put the wrong button in here, or the wrong. Let's see. Sure doesn't look like it was the wrong one. That's better. Okay, everybody see it now? I just refreshed. Now you've got your video, okay? Now you've got your webinar on the page. You'll obviously want to change the picture and the name beside it, right? That kind of goes without saying. You probably want to have the proper picture and the proper name. You can put your picture there, or you can choose not to. You can put my picture there, or you can choose to just put yours there as the host. You know, ultimately we built these out for you, so you really get to change it up. I mean, once I give it to you, it's like there's not a whole lot, you know, that I can necessarily do to, I mean, you're going to be able to change it to whatever you want, right? Which is cool. That's what we want. We want you to be able, again, to adapt, to pivot, to innovate, to change this up and make it look better than right out of the box, to personalize it, to test different things. So this is okay that you have the right to change this up. But now, okay, as we look at this, all right, we have now got we've got our funnel page done, all right, our registration page done, our timer page done for people that are, you know, joining the webinar. We've got the broadcast room done, and then now we have to do the replay room. Okay, now the replay room, they're gonna want you to select a template. So hold on one second. On the replay room, it's relatively easy to do your replays. Replays are really theoretically with this, there's not much difference in the replay and the basics, right? Now there's a lot of different funnel designs in here, right? Usually I'll be honest with you, I usually use the very basic ones, right? Like for instance, I probably use this one, right? I mean, it's super basic. There's not a lot to it, okay? But that's the whole point. We've seen people that create these really elaborate replay pages that go way beyond this right here. And honestly, I don't think it works that well. I think that when you're trying to make a sale, especially through a webinar, less is more. Just show somebody the video, right? Like that's what they're really here for. And of course, if the webinar, if it's limited, right, a limited time replay, then by all means, you can put a timer up there that says, hey, this is limited, because a lot of times, you know, you may limit your webinar to that day, or you may limit that replay for 48 hours or whatever. So if you've got a limited time replay, then, you know, you can set this timer to be whatever you want it to be. The main thing that you have to do here is go into here and you put that same, you switch this to Vimeo and you put that same video code there. So now we've got the right video on. And then obviously you want to put in here the right stuff. So let's see, enroll now, email profits masterclass. Okay. And then you can leave if this offer is coming down soon. You know, it just really depends on what you're, you know, what you're doing with your specific replay. But once we do this, look at this. We've got a nice replay page done. Look at that. And it's basic, it's simple. I'm very zoomed in, by the way. So you usually would not, this is what it looks like, you know, in real life. This is what it looks like in Success Connection life, right? So maybe we'll find a happy medium, like right here. So you've got this very basic, but very simple. There's not something that's going to take somebody's attention away. They're meant to press that button and watch that video, right? And now what you've got is you've got a registration page, okay? Let's see here. I've got to open up one more page. Hold on one second. I'll show you the whole funnel. All right. All right, so you've got a registration page. When somebody registers, it automatically drops them on this page and tells them when the webinar is going to start. Remember, that's based on the settings that you have for the automated webinar. Then they'll land on your automated webinar page so that they can actually watch the webinar. Then they'll hit the thank you page, okay? So, or not thank you page, the replay page. So you're going through the whole funnel, boom, 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 see? And then of course, there are settings for your automated webinar. So let's check those settings out, okay? So when you look at the settings, you can change up any of the settings in here. I usually don't mess with much of this, you know. It's not really something that we do a lot with. I mean, you can look at your publishing. You know, this is where you change up your domain names and stuff. Automation, again, this is where we put in, you know, all of our emails. And of course, this is just the overview for the actual registration. So it's very basic. It's very simple. It's actually really easy. This is not going to convert, in my opinion, as well as if you run it through Webinar Fuel, okay? It's just probably not going to convert as well. But if you don't have Webinar Fuel and you want to run an automated webinar, this is how you do it. This is how people did it before Webinar Fuel exists, which was just July of this year. So this way has worked. This way has converted. This way has made sales for people. And so obviously, there's nothing wrong at all with you running it here in Clickfunnels if you don't have Webinar Fuel. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Yes? Okay, I wanted to walk through the setup from scratch because a lot of times, you know, a lot of times we come in and we jump into something and we're just like rolling through it, you know, and you're just like, well, wait a minute, hold on. You know, what exactly am I doing? What are all these settings? You know, how do I do this? How do I do it? So it's important to walk through this whole thing slowly, go through each page, see each page of the funnel and understand it, right? Again, giving you like the foundation to be able to pivot, the foundation to be able to go and build these things on your own, right? Set all the settings up, the emails up, all of that stuff can easily be done if you do it the right way in here. Does that make sense there, right? Okay, very cool. Now, I am going to give you all this particular page, or this whole funnel. You will get this whole funnel set up tonight, which by the way, already has the webinar in it, it has everything in it, right? I'm gonna set that up for you real quick. Hold on one second. And hopefully it will save you know, sometimes when we try to save things, it takes 10 minutes or so. So hopefully it will show up properly in here. Let's see. All right. So we will put this in here. This is the automated webinar funnel in Clickfunnels. Download it now. Okay. Give me just a second. You can't see this on the screen. I'm on in another window, I guess, if you will. It's not on GoTo, but I'm just adding this for you so you can get this. All right. And then, as if by magic, this should show it. Look at that. So amazing. All right, so boom. Now you'll be able to see, should show up here. Yep. So on your page, you can now see the automated webinar funnel in Clickfunnels. Download now. That's going to get you access to the automated webinar funnel that I just built. Okay, so the funnel that I just built is going to be right there. Now, I know that took a good chunk of tonight to be able to give you that one. So what I'm going to do is give you the one in Clickfunnels. Okay, the one in Webinar Fuel I'll give you next week. Just because I want to be able to go through it with you, and I want to focus on, you're going to use both of them, like I showed you, you stack them. So you need both, right? So what we'll do is next week, okay, and I know it's Christmas Eve, so next week, most important thing is it's my birthday bash, okay? We'll do my birthday bash COVID style. So my only birthday party will be on the Success Connection. I will give you the Webinar Fuel automated email profits masterclass funnel, and it's done for you already, so it'll install it in there. So that'll be done next week. Okay. The funnel stack review, I mean, we spent a lot of time actually building the last part of this. So I'm going to move this, and I'm going to give you 2 weeks on funnel stack reviews. So we're going to do the full stack connect and review Q&A style. Okay. We're going to do that next week. I'm also going to do it the next week because I know it's Christmas Eve and I know it's New Year's. So I'm basically going to do it a few times. That way I make sure you don't miss anything. Okay. So we'll move this. All right. And then this right here, boom, Nick will announce our winner in the Facebook group. Let's see, in Facebook group. All right. The thing is, you have to go through and see everybody that made a post, right? But the group has had really good posts, so this is a great thing. So I'm going to do it again because the group has made really good stuff. So this is our contest for the week, okay? This is our contest for the week. Post in Facebook group every day. Must be good questions and comments, like relevant. You can't just say my day stopped and that counts. That doesn't count, okay? Has to be good, has to be relevant. I'll give away $500 to one person next week who does that. And then I also had, let's see. Yep. Okay, so next week you'll get, there's a chance to win $500, and I like to do it in the Facebook group because what I'd like to do is Nick is going to go find the person that's going to win, okay? And then we're going to comment on all of your posts. So in other words, let's just say, you know, Jim wins, right? We're going to go comment, Jim, you won, Jim, you won, Jim, you won. And it should be a post from basically Thursday through Thursday, right? And if that's the case, then obviously, or Thursday through Wednesday, I know I said it ends on Wednesday, as long as you did it on Wednesday. So basically from last week all the way till Wednesday of this week, as long as you answered questions, left comments, whatever, we can see it, we'll tag it. That way we know that Jim did it every single day, right? Does that sound good, everybody? Yes? And so you'll win, and we're gonna do that again next week. So next week, same thing is going to happen, all of this awesome stuff, my birthday bash, right? So I might have gifts for you, not for me, but there may be gifts available for you. So you guys need to get this stuff tonight. This is your Student Resource Center. For those of you that are new, let me show you real fast. This is our Facebook group. You can join our Facebook group right here. It's completely free to join. You should do it immediately upon finishing up the webinar tonight here. Click this and join. This is our YouTube channel. It makes all the sense in the world to follow me on YouTube, check out the videos we're putting up, listen, learn. This is how you win money. This is how you make money. This is how you acquire knowledge, right? So I can tell you a million times, but only you can do it for yourself, right? Go click there. It takes 2 seconds to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. Then obviously, if you don't have ClickFunnels, you need ClickFunnels. All of the funnels I just built, I built in ClickFunnels. The automated webinar I just built was in ClickFunnels. You saw how easy it was. It took us less than an hour. It took us 30 minutes to build that. And that's with me articulating and stopping and talking. If I just built it, it would take me 10 minutes to build an automated webinar in ClickFunnels. It's so simple, right? So you need ClickFunnels in order to make this happen. So please, please get it now, because once you get it, you can click any of these download buttons that you see right there on the screen, and you can download any of these businesses that we've built for you in these funnels. But these download links quit working tonight at midnight. It's not because I'm a jerk. It's because I like to save our stuff from people that steal it and put it all over the internet and give it away. So with that said, you need to get them tonight. Tonight at midnight, these links quit working, okay? So tonight at midnight, the links quit working. When the links quit working, that's obviously a bad thing, right? If you haven't already downloaded them. So if you don't have ClickFunnels, click the link and get it. You can get a 2-week free trial. Then you want to come download all of your businesses, right? Now, you can download any of these businesses. All these yellow lines represent a new business that we've built together here. If you're a new student tonight, you get access to all of these. Doesn't matter if you're brand new. We never delete this stuff. So it's there for you. You can go get it, right? We give you everything. But you'll want to scroll down more specifically to this full stack business. This is the one we just finished, okay? Tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff in here, obviously. But down here at the very bottom, you've got this, registration pages for students for automated webinars. That's the pages I bought last week. I'm giving to you this week. And then here's the automated webinar funnel and ClickFunnels that I just built out for you. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? Okay, very good. I see lots of yeses. So you'll want to download these 2 things tonight for sure, so that you have all of your assets, okay? Makes sense to everybody? Now, how do you get to this page? Well, it's very simple. It's very easy. All you got to do to get to this page is go to this link right here, go.thsc.com/funnel. And I have used the same password as last week. I set it up again this week the same, because I think it's important that we focus on 2021, right? And what are we going to do now to prepare for 2021 and for success in 2021 and to be able to pivot in 2021? What are we going to do, right? Keep that on your mind. So it's go.thsc.com/funnel, and the password is 2021. That's in numbers, by the way. So 2021. All right. So 2021. So go to go.thsc.com/funnel. Type in the password 2021. All right. It'll open up this page. This page will be available for you until midnight. So obviously, make sure that you take care of this tonight, so that you don't get left behind or fall behind. Make those posts in our Facebook group. Remember, next week is my birthday. I would love nothing more than to have 1,000 of you hanging out with me on my birthday. I'll give you the webinar fuel, automated webinar for email profits. We'll go over some full stack funnel reviews. We're going to connect it. We'll go through what we did today, step by step, connecting. And then if you make a post in our Facebook group from now until next Wednesday, every single day, consistently, you can win $500 just for being here. And there just might be some special gifts given out on my birthday, since nobody can give me any gifts. Who knows? Maybe I'll give out gifts to all of you just for hanging out with me on my birthday. Christmas Eve can be a funny day for a birthday, but it's also a funny day for a webinar. So we'll see how that goes. But I will see you all next week right here, same place, same time on the Success Connection. I'll just be a year older when we visit again. And of course, listen, I hope you all have a great weekend, a safe weekend. Like I always say, do a little something this weekend that other people are not doing, that other people are putting off until next week. Do it now. Do it this weekend, right? That's going to put you ahead of the game, and being ahead of the game is the name of the game in the online business world, right? You got a lot of competition. You want to be the one that's putting in the effort to stay ahead of it, right? You feel me, everybody? Yes? Okay. So do that this weekend. And then, of course, I look forward to seeing you all right here next weekend for a special birthday bash version of the Success Connection. Please go to the group, leave me some comments, let me know how you like tonight, and I'll see you all next week. Take care, everybody. Good night.